We laugh at people who still use Windows 95. Yet, we still cling to the opinions that we formed in 1995, while we try hard to convince other people. We want to win every argument we have. We want other people to listen to us. We just want to have the ability to change other people's mind. But we overlook ourselves. We need to first update our mind's firmware. We need to update our own views before even thinking about changing other people's mind, right? Which I find myself working in the wrong direction. I always think about how to change other people's mind. But if I don't update my own views, I will not be able to see the bigger picture, to have more perspective in seeing things. I will always think that I'm right and other people should follow my lead. So in today's video, we are going to talk about how to update our own firmware, how to challenge our own thinking and grow better. This video will be based on what I've learned from this book right here, Think Again by Adam Grant. Firstly, let's talk about being open-minded. We always favor feeling right over being right. It is like we seek for second medical advice when we question the judgment from the current doctor, but we don't do this when it comes to our own judgment and opinions. We rarely challenge our thinking. You see, in our normal day-to-day interaction with other people, we always carry these tools with us. Assumptions, instincts, and habits. We always have this in us when we are interacting with other people, when we are making decisions, while we don't realize that we do not have an open mind. This is the missing tool that we all need. Each of us, we have a shield and a sword. We use our shield to defend when our beliefs are challenged. We try to promote and protect our ideas and opinions. When we see flaws in other people's idea and reasoning, we march forward, attack with our sword, trying to prove them wrong and win our case. But actually, we shouldn't be holding a shield and a sword. The world is not the battleground, right? In the book, author mentioned to be a scientist instead. Basically, just to enter the scientist mode. You see, scientists always do different kind of experiment to search for the truth and discover new knowledge. They will not simply trust what they see or hear. They will test their hypotheses. They have the open mind. Well, we do not need to be a scientist. We just need to be open-minded. It might be even harder for you to stay open-minded if you are very smart, if you have a lot of knowledge. You might disagree with me on this, but the reality is that the smarter you are, the harder for you to update your belief, the harder for you to see your own limitations. When you have great knowledge, it is very hard for you to accept that you are wrong. So we need to always stay in scientist mode, actively being open-minded. Secondly, the confidence and competence in us. It is very important for us to keep our confidence and competence in check, but generally we are not very good at this. The author mentioned about two syndromes in the book, the armchair quarterback syndrome and the imposter syndrome. These are very common. The armchair quarterback syndromes can kind of relate to Dunning-Kruger effect. It is where confidence exceeds competence. We thought that we are very good at something, but actually we are not. You probably came across some sport fans convinced that they know better than the coach. They can plan a better play than the coach. But the real fact is that they themselves don't even play any professional game before. Or worse, they don't even play that particular sport in real life. I came across an interesting diagram in the book. Start with things I don't know, things I think I know, things I know, things I know I know. When we grow from novice to amateur, we experience rapid growth. This is where we become overconfident. A little bit of knowledge can be very dangerous. This is a time where we are less likely to challenge our knowledge, which stops us from improving further. Imposter syndrome is the direct opposite. It is where competence exceeds confidence. It is like you may already been through many trainings. When it is your time to perform, you do not have the confidence to do it, but you are more than qualified to do it. Or another example is that when your manager offers you a promotion, you didn't take it because you don't think that you are qualified. But if you think again, if you are not qualified, then why the opportunity comes to you? Doubting ourselves do bring some benefits. It can motivate us to work harder and smarter. It will make us a better learner because we don't believe that we are competent. We don't believe that we have enough knowledge. But it doesn't mean that imposter syndrome is always good. We still need to find the confident sweet spot. We need to find the confident humility zone to put us in the right spot. Just as mentioned in the book, what we want to attain is confident humility. Having faith in our capability while appreciating that we may not have the right solution or even addressing the right problem. If you have high confidence and low competence, you will fall under the armchair quarterback syndrome. If you have high competence but low confidence, you will fall under imposter syndrome. And remember, imposter syndrome can be good, but finding the confidence humility zone is what we need to do. Thirdly, being wrong can be joyful. Well, you might be thinking, how can being wrong joyful? But if being wrong repeatedly can lead us to the right answer, then the experience of being wrong can be joyful. You need to learn to enjoy being wrong because you are going to be less wrong next time around. But in order for you to feel good about being wrong, you need to learn to detach. Detach your past self and your present self. Don't hold on too tight on your past belief. It doesn't become the truth just because you believe in it, right? So think about what you value, who you want to be, and then grow from there. There is something that we need to learn from Yoda. We call it the Yoda effect. You must unlearn what you have learned.
No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned.
Question the ideas, opinions, and the beliefs in your head, even if you already accepted them. Always update them with new information and evidence, and learn to avoid believing every thought that come into your mind. If you can find the joy of being wrong, you can change your false beliefs sooner. Then you will be able to learn new knowledge and update your mind. Lastly, the good conflict. People pleasing is one of the most common problems in our life. We don't like to say no. We don't want to be different. We want to be nice, friendly, and polite. But being a yes man, always pleasing people and avoid conflict will not help us break through. Well, you might come up with some good reason on why we should avoid conflict. It is much easier to avoid conflict and we will feel better that way. But it is not a good move. We actually learn when other people criticize and challenge us, rather than surrounded by people who always affirm our ideas and opinions. We learn nothing new if no one tells us our flaws. If no one tells us, we should try out the new Windows 11. Learn to be comfortable with conflict and learn from it. We are aiming for a healthy debate. Don't try to convince other people to accept our opinion. Don't argue why, argue how. You see, good fight and a good conflict can push us to be humble at our expertise, doubt our knowledge, and curious about all the new knowledge out there. But always remember, don't criticize other people when you are feeling insecure. You should challenge people because you care. If you still think that you know a lot, think about, do you know how bicycle gears work? Do you know how piano keys make sound? Do you know how earbuds transmit sound? All these are everyday items, but you might not know how it actually works. You just know it works. Alright, that's it for this video. I truly believe if we are not willing to challenge our own thinking, if we don't update our own firmware, we have no right to convince other people to change their mind and listen to us. Always focus on improving ourselves first. This book also covers how to open other people's mind, but that was part 2 in this book. Part 1 is about updating our own view, which we already covered in this video. If you want to learn more about how to spark your rethinking cycle, how to work better with the people around you, then this book is a must. Hit the like button if you think this video is helpful, share to your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.